welcome back to another video, and I'm just talking about a prediction I would have for the next couple of arcs in Boruto, or at least to the end of Boruto. Kaguya is gonna come back, and I know many people do not like her. I don't think Kaguya is a bad villain. I just think she was just thrown into the fire. I think Kaguya should have been introduced in Boruto and Boruto the movie, just to kick off what you were trying to do with Boruto, with them facing aliens. Horribly executed. We all wanted Madara, but I don't necessarily think she is a bad villain in any of the regards that many people think. So I actually like Kaguya as a villain, but of course how she was executed, just terrible, right? Now, why do I say she may come back? Because look who they're facing. They're facing different versions of the God Tree. They're facing basically Code, but again, Boruto is stronger than that version of Code as we see now. And Kawaki will eventually get his limiters off to train and to get to the level of Boruto and eventually beat the brakes or have that final fight with Barushiki and whatever Kawaki's doing at that moment of time. Now, of course, many say, oh, Boruto is stronger than Kaguya. Kawaki is stronger than would be stronger than Kaguya. Code is stronger than Kaguya. That version of Ishiki that we saw is stronger than Kaguya. Momoshiki, Kenshiki, all stronger than Kaguya. They have the statements to say they're stronger than Kaguya because they did not see what Kaguya had become. For example, Momoshiki, Kenshiki, and Ishiki all knew Kaguya before she ate the chakra fruit. There is 1,000 years in between that. That means Kaguya has been sealed twice. Still can't be killed because she's immortal. And third, Kaguya, within reason, she can't be reasoned with, but within reason should be able to help the Leaf. If anything, if my prediction were to come true, that an Otsutsuki world, the Otsutsuki would be planning to invade Earth. Now, I think the God Trees would come and invade Earth if there's going to be more and more of them coming into the series. And who is better to fight them than another God Tree? Kaguya, who is just a walking Ten Tails, which is always fun. And of course, is a better way to execute and reintroduce a villain / antagonist into the story. Also, we have to remember about Kaguya. She's not hyped up to be a villain. She's not, per se, if you really read or watch her story carefully, she's not a villain in any regard. All she wants to do is protect her home. But by doing this, she is stealing other people's homes. She couldn't kill her sons, right? Not even when Sasuke and Naruto reminded of her, which holds her back tremendously. She doesn't want to kill her sons, which probably prompted her to not kill Hagoromo and Hamura in their original fight. And she tries to protect her home the best way she could. The best way she could, she thought, was sacrificing every single human, becoming a white Zetsu, in fear that they may come for her one day. And I like to think that when she said everyone, she meant everyone. Now, we also know we don't really get to see Kaguya's full extent because, well, she keeps getting jumped every single time. So I would love to see Kaguya really go off against the Otsutsukis that she feared so much. Now, we know Momoshiki's in the Karma Seal and Kaguya can't die. Let's be for real. And now we also know that there's a major threat of the Shibai Otsutsuki. He is mentioned, he is being foreshadowed, and he should play a major play towards the end of Boruto. Kaguya is the only other Otsutsuki that we know that is immortal. Shibai, of course, ascended to a different plane. I'd just like to see Kaguya ascend to, at least to a certain level aspect, so those two can fight. Come on. Now, we may not like Kaguya, but I think if you give her more lore, give her more backstory, make her sort of an anti-villain, in terms that she got the right reasons, just the wrong ways, then you could really make people reason and make her a likable character. Plus, give her a mind of her own. She's mentally insane, but if we gonna keep that aspect of her, at least let her train. At least let her retain some knowledge, grow, because she is still very much alive and still can be let out in the show, which I think is a great aspect. We all know that she is sealed. but she can still have the availability to come back. Now, I don't want White Zetsu to come back. He's not really any of the help unless you could use him as a reconnaissance. But she should only come back if there's an Otsutsuki war arc. If there's an Otsutsuki / God Tree war arc within Baruto. 2 Blue Vortex, Kaguya should be mentioned and brought back within the show. Because in terms of that, look at his generation. Besides Kawaki, Baruto, and even if Code switches sides, you only have Ada, Damon. If Naruto's severely depowered, if you unseal him, Sasuke is severely depowered because he doesn't have the Rinnegan, and we don't know if he's alive. He's just in like a suspended state of animation, so we don't know if he'll live. And look at the rest of that generation. Weak. What would they do against the Otsutsuki? Even if you gave them crappy time skip powers, they didn't train. And it's not like Naruto's generation where they play a good enough support role to really help out, especially in that Ten Tails fight. Everyone got their moment supporting the best the way they could. They don't got that for the new generation. They didn't really delve deep into their characters like Kishimoto did in the first part of Naruto, where we wanted to see more of them in the Shippuden, which is why we're disappointed. The first part of Baruto, we thought Iwabe was Kawaki. Come on, like we was trying to get to the end of the story so fast just because they they got us hype with that first scene in that first episode. Of course. So I'm saying this, if there's an Otsutsuki war arc in the next 5 years, Kaguya will come back within the story. Now, Baruto, of course, is already riding towards the end of their story. 2 Blue Vortex already came out, but give it about 2-3 years, the manga should end. The show should end in about 5 years or so, of course. Anyway, like and subscribe. So they will bring her back. And 2, I think Kishimoto really wanted this character to work. So if he is still very much working on this series, Kaguya should come back into the fold. But like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.